Welcome to this edition of Edmonds Today. I'm your host, Teresa Whipple. In the studio with us today, we have Sue Venable, who is the principal of Holy Rosary School in downtown Edmonds. Welcome, Sue.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here with you today.
You are a longtime educator in the Edmonds area. You were principal at College Place Elementary.
Yes.
And then an administrator in the Edmonds School District. So we thought it would be great to have you on the program now that September is underway and people are starting to get their kids back to school. So tell me what your top 3 tips might be for parents who are looking at the school year and trying to figure out how to make sure that their kids are successful academically and socially.
Well, I really feel it's important to establish routines, making sure that the students get good sleep every night and have a good diet and know exactly what happens in the morning, what they need to get done, and then some homework routines. That way the students know what to expect each day and get off to a good start to the school year.
That's great. And you had mentioned also the idea of once that homework is done, that you put it in the backpack, and then what happens next?
It's in the backpack. That's the first start. And then the next morning, or before the morning, you put it by the door, so that way it's ready to go in the morning. And then the student picks it up and off to school they go.
Right, and I know that with my kids that was always the biggest issue, was just making sure that we got it to school. Sometimes that got forgotten, and so that's typical. And one thing that we also had discussed was the fact that you had actually founded a program that a lot of folks have probably heard of. It's called Kindergarten Jumpstart.
Yes.
When you were a College Place principal. So tell us just a little bit more about what that program involves.
Well, I began Kindergarten Jumpstart at College Place Elementary when I began there as principal myself, because I saw the need for students and parents to feel comfortable within the schoolhouse before starting the school year, by having them come in and sit with myself and the parents and the teacher. That way we would get to know them and be able to provide background information about the school so that they felt comfortable.
So sort of like a kindergarten orientation program.
Yes.
Yeah.
And having it one-on-one created that good bonding process, which is so important because you want these little ones to feel so comfortable at schools for success.
Yeah, and you know, I know that that program has now expanded to districts throughout the Puget Sound area, so kudos to you for coming up with that idea.
Well, it's great, so good to see, to have it going in all school districts around the area. It's very important.
That's wonderful. So if you were going to give advice to the parent, especially of a kindergartner who is just, or any parent, I guess, who's got a child who's going back to school, what would be the kind of, focusing on the younger years, the kind of things that people would really want to hear from a principal on how they could make sure that they did everything as well as possible to ensure success?
Well, even sitting down with your child in the summertime before kindergarten is good to go through some shape recognition, color recognition, writing their name. Just some of those little basic skills are always good to have before starting kindergarten, and then the teacher can take them from there. Also, having the parent bring the child to the school grounds outside, play on the playground, become familiar with the surroundings is nice to do also.
Oh, those are really, really good tips. Thanks so much for sharing them, and thanks for coming on the program with us today. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Pleased to be with you today.